Vampa G, fellas. Going down this road feeling bad. Well, I'm going down this road feeling bad. I'm going down this road feeling bad, Lord, Lord, and I ain't gonna be treated this same way. Come on now. Sitting down in jail on my knees. I am sitting down in jail on my knees. I'm sitting down in jail on my knees, Lord, Lord, and I ain't gonna be treated this same way. Going down this road feeling bad. Well, I'm going down this road feeling bad. I'm going down this road feeling bad, Lord, Lord, and I ain't gonna be treated this same way. Come on, guitar man. Tear it up, son. Feed me on cornbread and beans. I said, feed me on cornbread and beans. I said, feed me on cornbread and beans, Lord, Lord, and I ain't gonna be treated this same way. Going down this road feeling bad. Well, I'm going down this road feeling bad. I'm going down this road feeling bad, Lord, Lord, and I ain't gonna be treated this same way. Come on, Silas. Going down this road feeling bad. Well, I'm going down this road feeling bad. I'm going down this road feeling bad, Lord, Lord, and I ain't gonna be treated this same way. And I ain't gonna be treated this same way. One more time, and I ain't gonna be treated this same way. All right, thank you, folks. How we doing out there at the Picking on the Hill Bluegrass Festival today? Everybody having a good time? I'll tell you what, folks, you couldn't ask for a prettier venue to have a Bluegrass Festival, or you couldn't ask for a nicer day. We've been coming here for quite some time, and I don't know, last year, Jim, we needed a boat, didn't we? Pretty much. So thank the good Lord for that. We're gonna just kind of sit in here with you guys and have a good time. We want you all to feel like you're in our living room, and we're in your living room, and we're all in this thing together because we love bluegrass music. And we're going to do you some original tunes, and we're going to do you some Bill Monroe covers, and just have a good old time, folks. So here you go. Here's an original that Dad wrote a few years ago. It's one called Hard Times. We hope you guys like it.
Jesse has a family and he works out on the mill, and it's fingers to the bone each day for a $20 bill. Well, the ribbon needs a patching and the babies need new shoes. Old truck's on his last leg and mama's got the blues. Hard times. Cared for her sick mama in what time when she has free. Next week the factory's closing down, they're gonna move it overseas. Hard times, nothing's ever free. One step forward, two steps back, gonna bring you to your knees. Hard times, back against the wall. If it weren't for hard times, some would have no time at all. Well, I'd buy up all them factories and fire a CEO or two. Hard times, nothing's ever free. One step forward, two steps back, gonna bring you to your knees. Hard times, back against the wall. If it weren't for hard times, some would have no time at all.
Little bit of hard times for you guys. That was off of our second East Run record label album. That was the title cut, entitled Hard Times. Folks, we are the Silas Powell Band. We're from just down the road in Jane Lou, West Virginia, and we're proud to be with you guys today. We certainly appreciate it. Want to thank Jim for having us out and putting on this thing. I know there's a lot of logistics that goes into this, so you guys make sure you give him a big round of applause and a big hand for doing this. This is quite a thing, folks, and we certainly appreciate it. Gonna get old Silas up here and have him do an original that he wrote a few years back. He was about 12 years old, folks, and Dad and I was rehearsing, and Silas come in, and he was picking on this tune right here. And Dad and I both, we kind of cocked our heads like, wow, that's pretty good. And we both really thought it might have been an old Bill Monroe number or something that we hadn't heard before. And, well, Silas, where'd you come up with that? And he says, well, I don't know, I just made it up. And well, he's like, well, that's pretty good. And does it have a name? He said, nope. And now I'm an old coon hunter down there. I grew up in Doddridge County, and I still keep an old Walker coon dog tied up there at the house. And I've always had a coon hound. So we decided we was going to name this tune right here, Coon Chase. So it's on the latest album. You guys can check it out. But it's a Silas Powell original called Coon Chase. We hope you guys like it.
This coon right here, Coon Chase.
Silas Powell original one right there called The Coon Chase. Thank you guys for that. You know, if you haven't done so already, or if you never heard of us before, we certainly would appreciate if you jump on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff, or any of that stuff, and give us a like and a follow. It don't cost anything, folks. It's free, and that's the number one best thing you can do to help us out. You know, we travel up and down the road quite a bit doing this thing that we love called bluegrass music, and here just in a few weeks we're going to be all the way up at Bluegrass by the Lake up in Wisconsin. So, you know, people ask me all the time, well, what's the best thing that we can do to help you guys out? How do we help you do what you need to do? And I got to tell you, that is the number one thing you could do to help us out. Just give us a like on that Facebook page. And if you don't like it, you can always turn us off. Just give us that like, and that's all that really matters. Because when I call these festivals and these big festivals like Bluegrass by the Lake or Merle Fest or Houston Fest or Smoke Country Jam or Gettysburg Bluegrass Festival or any of these big festivals we play, used to you send them a package, folks, and you'd make it as shiny as you could, almost like fishing. You wanted to catch their attention. And you hope that they open that package up, and if they open it, you hope that maybe they listen to it, and if they listen to it, maybe they like it, maybe they book you. And now when I call them, the first thing they do is say how many likes are on your Facebook page. So that's why it's so important to us, because those folks figure if we don't have all those likes on the Facebook page, we're not going to sell tickets. So we'd certainly appreciate that, guys. We're going to get Dad up here and do one now. This is one he wrote a while back called Running with the Outlaws.
This is a song, as Josh said, I wrote it a while back. And I've always been a Louis L'Amour fan, and I grew up, we had the first color TV in the family, and I remember we had a TV in a little TV room, and my entire family, aunts, uncles, cousins, everybody would come in and watch Gunsmoke in color, and then Bonanza on Sunday night. So this one's kind of reminiscent of that. It's called Running with the Outlaws. 1, 2, 3, 4. Beat sounding on the highway, rain is pouring down my neck. Always had to do things my way. Now there ain't no going back. Running with the band of outlaws, making sure they heard my name. Ain't the money but the glory, 'cause I'm running my way. My way to fame. Robbed a bank in Oklahoma, left 2 men lying dead. Headed west to Salt Lake City with a bounty on my head. Running with the band of outlaws, making sure they heard my name. Ain't the money but the glory, 'cause I'm running my way, gunning my way to fame. Sit in San Antone with these chains around my feet. Another day and I'll be gone, and my maker I will meet. 'Cause I was running with the band of outlaws, making sure they heard my name. Ain't the money but the glory, 'cause I'm running my way.
running with the Outlaws for you guys right there.
I gotta tell you, I did something dumb. Anybody ever do anything dumb? We got an old van to drive around and haul equipment in the other day, and I took it to town to get new tires in it, and I didn't know the van very well, and I thought, well, I wonder if that cigarette lighter works. Now, I don't know why, because I don't need a cigarette lighter, but I just wondered if it worked. So I pushed it in, it popped out, and I pulled it out, and I looked at it, it wasn't glowing, so I took my finger that I use for playing guitar, and I stuck it in there, and the smoke started rolling, and I got a big old blister on my finger, but I'm still playing. I'm tough. Here's your sign.
Well, folks, I think we're gonna, you guys wanna try that new one?
Sure.
You wanna throw it at them? The mess around.
Okay.
Now, I don't really know the words of this song, so I'm just gonna kind of make them up as we go. But we was playing around over in the campground this morning, and I don't know, we just thought it might be a fun one to try out on you guys to see how it goes. It's got a kind of nice rhythm to it. We got any Ray Charles fans out there? Got a few. This is an old Ray Charles tune. This was actually the very first hit that Ray had. It's one called The Mess Around. You can talk about your pit barbecue. Don't you mess around, why don't you? We're doing a mess around. Oh yeah, we're doing a mess around. We're doing a mess around. Everybody do that mess around. Well, the band's gonna play from 8 till 4. We're gonna play ourselves right out the door and do the mess around. I declare we're doing a mess around. Everybody do that mess around. Come on, Silas, play it. Oh, yeah. Guitar man. Down here, right on the floor, do that mess around until they kick me out the door. We're doing a mess around. Oh yeah, we're doing a mess around. We're doing a mess around. Everybody do that mess around. Come on now, son, tear it up. Oh yeah. Talk about your pit barbecue. Do the mess around with you and do the mess around. I said we're doing the mess around. We're doing the mess around. Everybody do that mess around. Turn it around, guys. We're doing the mess around. Everybody do that mess around. A little bit of Ray Charles for you guys. We just worked that up about maybe an hour before the show, so I don't know. Just something fun to do.
We're just messing around.
We're just messing around, folks. Like I said, we just want to have a good time. Want you all to have a good time. That's what it's all about. What do you say we do a little Bill Monroe number? We haven't done any Bill Monroe, and I think we need to do a little bit of Bill Monroe. Little bit of Wheelhouse. Folks, we released this song right here on our latest album called Making a Run, and we wasn't sure how the album was going to do, and we wasn't quite sure how we was going to go about the album release. So we did a soft release on this tune right here back in March of last year, and I'll be dadgummed if it wasn't the #1 song on Airplay Direct for about 3 weeks. So mighty proud of that. But it's an old tune by Bill Monroe. It's one called The Wheelhouse, and I got to tell you guys just a little story on this song. You see, there's a lot of controversy on who actually wrote the song Wheelhouse. Bill Monroe is credited for writing the song Wheelhouse, but a lot of the Bluegrass boys and a lot of the folks that was there at the time say Kenny Baker wrote Wheelhouse. But we're blessed enough to be friends with a lot of the existing Bluegrass boys that's alive today, and even a few of them that were on the bus at the time. And so the story goes, when Bill was a very young man, he was about 8 years old, he's watching his daddy plow a field up in Rosine, Kentucky. His daddy had a fresh broke young stud horse that just absolutely did not want to cooperate. And he had an old gray in the muzzle, a mousy colored horse that he'd used for years. And so Bill sat on the bank and he watched his daddy with them two horses, and them horses just struggling like crazy. That old horse trying to do his job, and that young horse just bucking and kicking and carrying on, wanting to do anything but his job. And Bill got the idea for Wheelhouse at that time watching those horses. And years later, when they're on the tour bus, Bill had introduced the idea to Kenny Baker, and they're all sitting on the bus kind of playing, a lot like what we just did with Mess Around over in the campground. And Kenny kind of put the finishing touches on Wheelhouse. So when you see the song credit and you see Bill Monroe credited for Wheelhouse, it's not entirely true. Kenny Baker had just as much to do with it as Bill, but the idea came from watching his daddy struggle with them horses. So as we play it, I'm pretty sure you're going to hear them horses. When Silas plays on that mandolin, I think he does a really good job of bringing out the struggle that Mr. Monroe saw with those horses. So we're going to try it for you. It's one called The Wheelhouse. We hope you guys like it. called the Wheelhouse right there. You say, we already did Run with the Outlaws. What's the drop D one?
Cherokee Queen.
All right, we're gonna get Dad up here. We're gonna feature a couple tunes off of our brand new album called Making a Run. This is one that Dad wrote, and it's had quite a bit of airplay and got some recognition. We're mighty proud of that. It's one called Cherokee Queen. We hope you guys like it.
She was a poor boy's dark-haired dream. Well, she stole my heart like a thief in the night. She was my Cherokee Queen. For the U.S. mail. Through the mountains I did ride, but her papa was an elder on the reservation, and a white man he could not abide. No white man he could not abide. Cherokee Queen, well, you haunt my memories. I see your dark eyes in the shadows of my mind. Even though I love you still, and I know Cherokee Queen, I just had to make you mine. Yeah, Cherokee Queen, I just had to make you mine. Well, we ran away to the Cataloochee Valley, where we built ourselves a home. But her papa and her brothers could not forget the fact that a white man had stole one of their own. Yeah, that a white man had stole one of their own. Cherokee Queen, well, you haunt my memories. I see your dark eyes in the shadows of my mind. Even though I love you still, and I know I always will, Cherokee Queen, I just had to make you mine. Yeah, Cherokee Queen, I just had to make you mine. Well, in the dark of the night, they crossed with High Mountain. They just could not let things be. Well, it was on that night I lost my one and only to a bullet that was meant for me. Yeah, to a bullet that was meant for me. Cherokee Queen, well, you haunt my memories. I see your dark eyes in the shadows of my mind. Even though I love you still, and I know I always will.
original tune called Cherokee Queen right there. Dad and I are going to do a little switcheroo on instruments here real quick. And we're going to do you the title cut off of our newest album, one called Making a Run. And I'd like to, mighty proud to tell you guys that since we played for you last, back in by the end of June of last year, this album actually reached number 13 on the Folk Alliance folk charts for the United States, so we're mighty proud of that. Didn't see that coming, but I got to tell you guys a little story about this song and how it came to be, and it might explain why that song actually reached number 13 on the folk charts. See, about 2 years ago, I lost an uncle, and Dad lost a brother, and Silas lost a great uncle to cancer. Jay Powell was his name, and Jay was quite the singer-songwriter himself, and out of all the Powell boys, and there's a bunch of us to play and sing, Jay probably had the best singing voice of any of us. And he had fought cancer twice in his life, and he beat it. And when he was diagnosed the third time, they told him it was terminal cancer, and they said, hey, we're going to start you on this and do that and do this, all these treatments and stuff. And Jay said, whoa, hold on a minute. He said, you just told me I got terminal cancer. He said, this ain't my first rodeo. You don't know who you're talking to here. He said, we're done. If this is terminal cancer, you ain't sticking another needle in me. You ain't touching me. We're absolutely done from this point forward. He said, I'm going to live for what days I got left like I ain't never lived before. And that's exactly what he did, folks. He built a cabin back on the ridge behind the house. He piped some spring water into it, made moonshine, drank beer, rode four-wheelers, and he did whatever he wanted to do until his dying day. He didn't care what anybody thought about it. So he invited us up to the cabin, and he was making a run one night, and we was all up there picking and grinning and having a good time, and Jay was having a pretty good day. And he sat down in a chair, and he played this tune right here, and I had my cell phone, and I got it out and recorded that thing, and it's the worst video on a cell phone you've ever seen, but Silas and I was bound and determined to learn this song. So we kind of put it together and brought it in to Dad, and we decided when we cut the album, we was going to name the album after this song right here in memory of Jay, and we released it, and sure enough, it went all the way to number 13 on the folk charts, and I can't help but think that maybe Jay had a little something to do with that, folks. But we're going to try it for you. It's one called Making a Run. Built a cabin back on that hill, pipe run water to the still. I don't care if it's wrong or right, we're gonna make a run tonight. Whoa, whoa, making a run. Whoa, whoa, making a run. Whoa, whoa, making a run. Whoa, whoa, we're making a run. Fire up under that pot. No, she won't run till she gets hot. Don't run her too fast, don't run her too slow. Just keep her in the middle and watch her go. Whoa, whoa, making a run. Whoa, making a run. Whoa, making a run. Making a run. Come on, son. it's done pour off them heads. No, we don't want to wake up dead. Now grab a jar and pass it around. No, you can't do these things in town. Whoa, ho, ho, making a run. Whoa, ho, ho, making a run. Whoa, ho, ho, making a run. Ho, ho, we're making a run. Little bit of making a run for you guys right there. You can check that one out on our brand new album on the East Run record label, folks. We have CDs for sale right back there, right back behind that tree over yonder. And if you don't want CDs, or if you don't have a CD player, which a lot of folks don't, you can get that album on iTunes, Spotify, Tidal, YouTube Music, just about anywhere where downloadable music is available. Just look up the Silas Powell Band, and I assure you, you can get that album about anywhere you want to, folks. And we appreciate all the support we can get with it.
Besides Walmart.
And I am going to tell you guys, as of right now, we've sold under 1 million copies, and you can't buy it at Walmart, and neither can we. So just got to say that. What are you feeling there, Silas? What do you want to do, old buddy?
Tennessee blues or something like that.
All right. Well, Silas got a request. He wants to do one on his own here, so we're going to do one now. Now, there's a lot of blues tunes, and there's a lot of tunes about the state of Tennessee. You got the East Tennessee Blues, and you got the Tennessee Waltz, and there's just all kinds of tunes that mention the state of Tennessee. But this time, we're going to give you guys the entire state of Tennessee, because this one's called the Tennessee Blues. So we're going to give it a shot. Haven't done this one in a while, but Silas likes playing it, and he does a mighty fine job on it. So here we go. A little bit of Tennessee Blues. Tennessee blues right there, folks. Old Bill Monroe did that number. He did it just fine, didn't he, Silas?
Yes, sir.
Hey, how many Beatles fans we got in the house today? Anybody like the Beatles? I know we're a bluegrass crowd, but I got to tell you a little bit of a story on this last album, the Hard Time, the Making a Run album. You see, we'd had some of the songs in the can, and we'd been working on it. And of course, COVID hit, and all the music shut down, and nobody was allowed to play, and nobody was allowed to have any music. So we kind of went back and reevaluated things. And right about that time is when they released that Beatles documentary called Get Back. And during that documentary, it showed kind of how the Beatles would sit down and write music and how they recorded, and it gave you an insight on the Beatles that I'd never seen before, and it kind of changed the way we decided to do the album. You see, we recorded this album. One of the things about our show is the live show. You know, we love playing live, and I hope that comes across to you guys that we really love being live on stage. And when you record an album in the studio, a lot of times it's kind of sterile and kind of there's not a crowd to feed off of, and it's just kind of a sterile environment. So what we did was recorded the music on the album live, exactly the way the Beatles did, and we went back in and dubbed the vocals in later, exactly the way the Beatles did. So kind of how we did that last album, and we decided to do this tune kind of in honor of that. It's an old Beatles tune. I'm sure you guys have heard it. It's one called Get Back. Silas does the lead vocal on it. He does a mighty fine job. So we're going to get old Silas up here in the mic and do one for you called Get Back. We hope you guys enjoy it. bit of the Beatles for you guys right there.
Good job.
He's got to throw his inner John Lennon through there, you know. He started growing that hair out long, and we didn't know whether he was trying to be Ronnie Van Zant or the fifth Beatle. We couldn't figure it out. So here he is.
Depends on the day.
Depends on the day, I reckon.
Tell them how we stand.
Well, you know, speaking of that, you know, we like to keep things simple, folks. And, you know, some people ask us, well, how do you guys decide where you're going to stand on stage, you know, around that microphone? And we stand on stage in order of hair, folks. So we like to keep it simple, you know.
Some might say we also stand on stage in order of beauty, and we still haven't figured out in which direction that goes.
I'll tell you. Oh.
Well, I'm pretty sure it don't start on that end. You walked into that one, but on Pump Shing. Where's your drums at? Well, folks, like I said, please check us out on Facebook, YouTube, Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, all that stuff at the Silas Powell Band. And you can follow Silas at Silas Powell Musician. He's a good social media follow if you guys are on there. You never know where this boy's going to be, folks. Yeah, like I said, we're heading to Wisconsin here next week. And as soon as we get back from Wisconsin, he's flying out to the UK. He's going to do several shows over in the UK. I think he's going to spend 9 days over there and got a seminar he's going to teach and do several things over there. And he travels. He plays piano in the Glenville State Jazz Band. He plays in the Glenville State Bluegrass Band. He's got several other projects that he works on. Like I said, folks, please check him out at Silas Powell Musician, because you honestly never know where he's going to be next.
Sometimes I don't either.
And that's the truth. He really don't. I mean, he flew. How many shows did you? He did 23 shows. 23 shows in like a week and a half in Maine, Vermont, New Hampshire, Connecticut, Massachusetts, Pennsylvania, West Virginia, and Tennessee. So you just never know where he's going to be, folks. What do we got next, guys? Let's do old Harley Johnson. You know, everybody doing this bluegrass music, all these bands you're seeing, we all have to do at least one killing tune. It's just part of what it is. And we're going to do you guys our killing tune. It's an original that Dad wrote. It's the only song that you can pick up on both our Hard Times album and the Making a Run album. On the Hard Times album, we recorded it with Silas on a fiddle. And on the Making a Run album, he's playing mandolin. So you can get it two different ways. But it's one called Harley Johnson.
If you're feeling really brave, you can listen to both of them at the same time and get the full experience.
Yeah, I wouldn't recommend that.
Maybe there's a secret message we left.
I'll get that old guitar up in tune. Here we go, a little bit of Harley Johnson. Harley Johnson, making moonshine is my trade. I roam from town to town and sell corn whiskey that I made. In case you didn't know it, well, I am an honest man. I won't tell you what you want to hear, and you'll know just where I stand. Myself a woman named Virginia Donahue. She done me wrong, but not for long, and now I'm paying too. Cause here I sit on death row with lots of time to think and contemplate the bitter wine I made. I must drink. I realize that my demise is payment for my sin. If I had it to do over, well, I'd do it all again. Some information from a friend of mine in town. He told me, Harley, when you're out, your woman's stepping out. I walked across that muddy street into the dry goods store. I paid cash on the barrel for a loaded 44. Now here I sit on death row with lots of time to think the bitter wine I made, I must scratch. I realize that my demise is payment for my sin. If I had it to do over, well, I'd do it all again. Main Street with that pistol in my hand. I saw my sweet Virginia walking with another man. They laughed and talked and carried on. They noticed not my stare. I raised that 44 and shot them both right then and there. Now here I sit on death row with lots of time to think and contemplate the bitter wine I made, I must scratch. I realize that my demise is payment for my sin. If I had it to do over, well, I'd shoot them both again. Bit of Harley Johnson for you guys right there. Got, what do you say we do a little bit of True Life Blues? Get old Silas up here and let him sing another one for you guys. This is a good old Bill Monroe number, and folks, this was the very last tune that Mr. Monroe got to play on the Grand Ole Opry before he passed away back in 1996. And this was also the very first bluegrass recording that ever had a banjo break in it. And the banjo player, does anybody happen to know who the banjo player was in True Life Blues? Anybody? Y'all watch Hee Haw? You remember String Bean on Hee Haw? String Bean was actually the very first banjo player to ever take a banjo lead break on a bluegrass album. And it was this song right here. So we like to do this one. A little tribute to String Bean, even though we don't have a banjo, but little tribute to String Bean and Mr. Monroe, and Silas does a mighty fine job on the lead vocal. It's one called the True Life Blues.
1, 2, 3.
For a cause you ought to know, for it's true love I can't forget all of my sorrows I'll soon regret. Sorry to say, I believed in you, for it's all turned out just like a dream. Left me so sad in the world it seems. Wash and the house to clean. There's washing to do. Lord, it seems to me there's a million words I can't explain. Think of this girl before you change your name.
story's sad, but it's true life. To forget they've got a wife. Their story's sad, but it's true life.
A little bit of the True Life Blues, old Bill Monroe number right there. Yeah. Okay, all right. Well, come that time in the show, we got about time for one more, folks. What do you say we end it with a little bit of rawhide? You want to do that? Sure. Oh, all right. We're gonna tear it up. You guys want to hear Silas do a little bit of rawhide for you? We're gonna get him up here and do some rawhide. You know, I've said it before. We're blessed enough. Get down around Galax, Virginia, and walk in through the gate. We used to play the Houston Fest every year. And he started playing Houston Fest when he was about this tall. And now every time we go down to Galax, we can't go through the gate without 10 people saying, "Hey, Little Bill." They call him Little Bill down there in Galax. And they say, "Hey, Little Bill, come and play some rawhide with us." It never fails. So we're going to do you a little bit of rawhide. Here we go. Thank you, folks. We're the Silas Powell Band. We'll be back later on this afternoon. You guys enjoy your day. We appreciate it. We're going to be right back underneath the shade tree over there with CDs, T-shirts, stickers, all kinds of stuff like that. Just come by and say hi. We appreciate it, folks. Thank you so much.